I don't accept the idea that the making of money validates anything that is sold. Because when I grew up, there were always people at the pool hall. There were always pimps. There were always drug dealers. There were always thieves who said, well, I tell you, he said, look here, young brother, I'm going to tell you what it is. If people are buying, if they are paying cash money for boxes of manure, then you get a wheelbarrow of manure and you go out there and you sell it because it's good if it makes you some money. Now, that philosophy to me is not something that we're supposed to embrace, nor are we supposed to accept from young people or any people really. So because on that basis, if crack makes you rich, it's good. If you sell bad pharmaceutical drugs and you make a lot of money, fine. If you sell rotten food, if you sell spoiled food, fine. These are not reasons why you back somebody up. And it seems to me that we're facing a certain problem, which is a certain set of values are being projected onto people who do not need those particular values. Now, this is what I mean. Well, there are two parts to it. One is anything that promotes the idea that women are a few very limited things. Bitches, hoes, freaks, and hoochies is not good. And the thing is, when people say, well, we're learning from them what it's like in the street. Well, now they've been saying that for about 20 years, haven't they? They've been calling people niggas for 20 years. They've been calling women bitches for 20 years. They've been calling them hoes for 20 years. They've been calling them hoochies for 20 years. Now, what have we to learn from them now? What are we presently learning? I mean, when somebody says, well, like a white guy was telling me, he told me, I asked him, I said, well, what is it you actually like about 50 Cent? He said, well, you know, I feel that when I put on his recordings, I feel as though I'm actually getting an experience. I said, well, what experience? He said, well, you know, I people like that, I didn't grow up around them, and I don't really know their world. And I said, well, but what are you learning from him? Where is he taking you? I mean, this is all, to be blunt, I would like to use language that parallels a rapper's, but I'm not gonna go to it. But I will say this, that's just bunk, period. Because when I was in Canada once, I was on a TV show, and so this English guy says, well, the value of rap is that it's word driven. I said, but I don't think that's why people like you like it though. And then he said, what do you mean? I said, well, as far as I know, there's never been a small audience for any idiom that projects the Negro as inferior to the white man. He said, well, what do you mean? I said, you're not going to tell me that when you read these lyrics, so-called, that you think that the person who wrote them is equal to you? And he said, well, I said, he didn't want to say yes. No, he wasn't going to go there, as they say. But I think that's the point. In other words, do you think anybody like these guys are all rich, right? So do you think that a guy on Wall Street actually reads 50 Cent's lyrics and think, this guy could be a partner in the firm? I think he's onto something. This is a very intelligent man. No, these guys, that's not what's going on. Now the thing is, so for instance, this is what I find fascinating, is you have Barack Obama here, right? and there are supposed questions about his authenticity. Then you have 50 Cent over here, and there's supposed to be no questions about his authenticity.